Hey yo, Shalom. Oh, praise to Yahweh Shem Yahshua Hashem Kakadash. Double on the sea apostles and elders of GreatMillStone Worldwide. Shalom. So the brothers doing the work of sincerity and truth. It's the brother Amma One from the GMSLondon camp. Got this article on Sky News. It's about Brexit. It's basically talking about the military and how, in the case of a no-deal Brexit, well, to be fair, I think either way, they're just kind of preparing for what's getting ready to go down. And, already preparing for that ensuing chaos, man, which is highly likely. So the title says Brexit government preparing to enter very high readiness mode for no deal. This is Operation Redfold will direct some 3,500 military personnel within put on standby for a no deal scenario. The armed forces have activated a team in a nuclear-proof bunker under the Ministry of Defence as the government prepares next Monday to enter very high readiness mode for a no-deal Brexit. Sky News can reveal. Control of overall planning for the impact of the UK leaving the EU without a withdrawal agreement next week shifts from the Cabinet Office to the government's Emergency Committee, COBRA. There will be near 24-hour manning of critical departments, most at risk from Brexit disruption. Teams in situ in the Cabinet Office and Departments for Health, Transport and Defence will be primed to divert resources or deploy manpower where required, a government insider told Sky News. Yeah, because everything's going to become, defense, transport is just like, man, people might be getting fucking stuck out in Europe, man. Because they'll be like, look, you're not an EU citizen anymore, mate. And you got no visa, so I can't let you fly. There's a few things that can happen, man. And then defense, because obviously madness is going to be going down. Thing is like, in the lead up to this, you've had pro-Brexit people and anti-Brexit people going out and complaining and protesting, that's the word, outside Parliament. And it's been progressively building, and it's a thing where it's just like you can have a big amount of unhappy people one way or the other. So yeah, it's gonna get very chaotic. It says the military's crisis management operation, dubbed Operation Redfold, was mobilized at the beginning of this week. It says it will direct some 3,500 military personnel who have been put on standby to help the government if required in the event of a disruption following a no-deal departure from the EU. Troops from Monday will be ready to be deployed at a day's notice as the government lays the groundwork for a possible no-deal exit at the end of the week. Yeah, so it's, could be done by the end of the week, in which case it's that pure descent into chaos. And the thing is people don't really know what it tells, and people aren't really keeping track. All they're going to know is they might have still in mind, okay, like March 29th or whatever. But hey, people are not, it's not at the forefront of their mind, man. They're trying their best to just forget this thing is ever going to happen. There was a petition done for Brexit, to cancel it. And I think he got 2 million signatures. in like the first couple of hours. Because people are out here realizing, I was wrong. It is a terrible idea, man. They don't realize they're all talking shit about the EU. They don't realize how much their really enjoyable, easy way of life was supplemented by the EU. Now you gotta have that fucking gorilla meat from Nigeria, because you ain't getting them, that you ain't getting that chicken, that meat from the European Union, man. Gonna be getting that African meat. Just criminal as all hell. It says what the armed forces could be used to help transport food, fuel, and other goods into and around the country. It's basically a thing where it's like the country could completely fall apart, and then they're gonna have to rely on this Operation Redfold, which will basically be like the military, like picking up the slack of where certain parts of the country are just not even going to be functioning. Because the thing is people are just going to be a bit fucked. Because and there's even people could have businesses, and then they could just be like, okay, you could be getting deliveries every 2 or 3 days. You could be getting daily deliveries from the EU. I know there's like I used to work in a place that dealt with like sushi, and it's like the place they got their it's like I believe the tuna was from Scotland, but then it's like the salmon would come from like Norway or some shit. So then it's like, but then it was like, because it's obviously raw fish, you need fresh deliveries regularly. So it's like, if now that becomes, you're getting whole lorries full of this raw sushi, they're just getting stopped. Then it's like, okay, how what's the process gonna be? Because that's something you need daily. If it's gonna take like 15, 16 hours, and then the backlog's getting longer and longer because customs is having to deal with fucking everything at once, then that means there's gonna be a stoppage in supply, man. Supply is gonna start drying up. Then they might have to start cranking up the prices because of this. Hey, there's myriad ways, small ways in which you could just get shafted by Brexit. Because basically that easy relationship with the EU, that Britain's taking that for granted. Because for you to say you're gonna leave, that means, wow, you guys are some fucking retards. You don't realise how nice you've got it. Consider, like, man in the euro using the fucking pound. I remember that. I was like, when I was young, I was like, hold on. I was like, why is everyone else using euros? The French used to have, what the hell are they called, man? French francs, Deutschmarks, I can't remember what the fucking Italians had, man. Everyone used to have their own currencies, but then, the EU super combined, become that super state, and then the EU become that super state, but Britain still got to keep the pound, and it was the most powerful currency on the planet. It's that financial hub, man, that financial frog. So it's basically Britain's it's crumbling even more, man. It's accelerated its decline. Because the thing is Britain has been in decline. Because at one point they were at the height of like the British Empire. Now who are they? They're having to make it have a tantrum, which is what Brexit is, to stay relevant, man. But that's just that's what's it resulted in, man. Destruction. Military bases could be used to park lorries. Yeah. Says the nuclear-proof bunker called Pindar is deep underground beneath the MOD's main building in Whitehall. It's the facility the armed forces use at a time of war or national emergency. Yeah, and Brexit is a national emergency. He's kind of trying to say like, oh, they use it at those times. But this, Brexit is a national emergency because basically it's a thing where the no deal Brexit, especially, because it's just going to be, you don't even know what it's going to be. And there's, all kinds of things coming into the country. The thing is, as well, is going over to the other side. Oh, man. Because the thing is, you got shit like the Eurostar, where you're meant to just, you drive your car onto the train, then it just takes you into France. It's meant to be easy. It's meant to be you just go, you buy a ticket, bang, gone. Now it's gonna be hell on earth, and there's gonna be people with a bunch of stacked up tickets expecting to go. Same with holidays, all that. All of a sudden, it might just become a nightmare to go through. You trying to get into Italy, and they're just like, oh, what? You got an EU passport? Well, sorry, you're not in the EU anymore, mate. You got a visa? No? Well, fuck off, get back on the plane. Shit. This is what the new, it's also known as the Defense Crisis Management Center. The MOD already had some 100 military planners helping with no-deal Brexit planning at other departments, including the Cabinet Office and the Department for Business Innovation and Skills. The Redfold crisis team comprises of highly skilled military personnel and civilians, according to defense sources. A spokesman for the MOD said, "We are always willing to support wider government planning for any scenario, and we have committed to holding 3,500 troops at readiness to aid contingency plans. We will consider any requests from other government departments if they feel defence capability can contribute to their no-deal planning." So yeah, the government might have certain stringent plans in place that they need the military to enforce, is basically what they're saying. There might be things that could make people start getting unpleasant. But the military's there, to provide the defense. And that could include the chip. It says the spokesman added that any request for assistance would be considered under so-called military aid to civil authorities principles. Sky revealed in January that preparing for no-deal Brexit is the highest priority of the Ministry of Defence. The number of war games have been conducted. Any number of war games have been conducted to help commanders dealing with a wide range of possible eventualities in the event of a no-deal Brexit. Then war games. So, doing war games, that's basically doing dry runs of certain situations. Depending on their expectations of Brexit. And I'm sure civil unrest is a big part of that. And, society breakdowns in fundamental areas of society, that's part of what they've been doing these, what they call war games on. So, that just shows the time it is, man. It shows everything's getting ready, we're already done been in that time. Everything's blowing up, man. We're just waiting on that charagma. Let me read this. Luke 21:8, and it says, and he said, "Take heed." Well, this is obviously talking about the time of Yahushua's return. So this is what, Luke 21:8. And he said, oh wow. And he said, "Take heed that ye be not deceived, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, and the time draweth near. Go ye not therefore after them. But when ye shall hear wars and commotions, be not terrified. For these things must first come to pass, and the end is not by and by." Yeah, all that war. If, the military talking about all these situations, doing war games, blah, that means that's war talk. That's a rumor of war. And that's just among, you look around the globe, war and commotions are everywhere, man. And then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilences, and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven, man. So yeah, earthquakes in diverse places. A famine is very likely over, in the UK. Famine's very likely because hardly any of the food, I think like what, 20-30% of the food produced in the country is produced in the country. The vast majority of it is imported. And I think like the vast majority of the imports come from the EU. So, no deal Brexit, that is just going to be pure chaos on food. And, what makes people lose their shit quicker than not being able to eat? A lot of people that are migrants into the country as well might just be like, fuck that smoke, and just fuck off back home. Especially if man, you're struggling to get food. Hell. And it says what? But before, okay, what I wanted to skip down to. Okay. It says, before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you and delivering you up to synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sakes, and it shall turn to you for a testimony. Settle it therefore in your hearts not to meditate, therefore, what ye shall answer, for I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not gainsay nor resist. Yeah, so this is why we've even been able, because the thing is from when these things have even been on the horizon, we've been telling you, what the results are going to be, man, and what what the end goal of the so-called white man is, man. The Lord's basically, giving us the capability, of being able to speak before speaking the future, but also, people trying to talk mess with it's everything's become evident now, man. The mark of the beast, martial law. What the thing is the military having to get involved in running the country over here after no deal Brexit. That's martial law after a certain point. Because, okay, they might just be aiding, is what they're going to say. But, hey, depending on the level of chaos, it would just come down straight to military rule. So, we're giving that mouth, speaking them things. Ain't no one able to resist, man, because... and that's, it shows signs of the times. It shows, they'll be out here soon, man. That mark of the beast is coming real soon. Yeah, I'll leave it there. Shalom.